Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to the episode, Gigi Report episode. Now we begin with a big question. We are 20 months away from the next general election in 2022. And as you all know, Kenyan politics heats up as soon as we know we're getting near the elections. Now, today we're going to start with a very big question. What and who will dominate the political conversation in 2021? So I want to welcome you to the Gigi Report, this episode in this new year. As you all know, the Gigi Report is a platform where we discuss big and bold ideas and from across range of issues, economic, political, social, and theological and philosophical. And I believe that you will learn a lot as we engage together this particular year. And my guest today is no other than Vincent Kimosop. Vincent is a governance and public policy expert and consultant, and he is here with me, and I'm very excited to have you here. Welcome, Vincent.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How are you doing?
I am above average.
Very good. Very good.
I look forward to a bold and big ideas in JJ Report in 2021.
Yes.
And I think I should start by congratulating you by keeping it. If you remember where JJ Report started, now becoming a TV product, I think it's good to say thumbs up, Bwana Gigi.
All right. 2021 is going to be big.
Yes.
I believe we're going to push up the conversations.
Yes.
We're going to address big issues. We're going to be as bold as possible.
Yes.
And I believe that we're going to work together. And I believe viewers this year, we're going to push boundaries and really have real conversations, as honest as possible, and address matters that are relevant to our day. And there are a lot of things that need to be addressed. And I believe that it's going to be different this year. So welcome to the show.
Okay.
Vincent.
You've asked some questions on who and what will dominate the spaces in 2021.
Yes.
So what I will say is that one is that let's segment the issues.
Yes.
There will be dominant conversations in depending on the space. So one on the political, which is really one thing that occupies a lot of our headlines and our spaces,
yes,
is that the succession 2022 will be the big elephant in the room. Everything you say, everybody would be wanting to know which side are you angling as we move towards 2022. So succession 2022 will be the major issue. The platform for conversing and engaging on succession 2022 will now be the BBI.
Okay.
So for the next 6 months, I can assure you it gets to be comfortable to be hearing and talking around BBI, whether to support, to see what can be done to slow it down, because BBI now is the platform for conversing and building political platform, either to stop another or to actually see how to organize. That for me will be the major issue politically. And then number two will be this pandemic on COVID-19 will still continue to be a discussion.
Okay.
Now that as we see that the numbers globally are still on the rise, new variant, even in the UK, you saw that just this week, the current Prime Minister has just taken the UK to a new lockdown because of the new variant of COVID-19.
Yes.
The other thing that you also see globally will be the new administration, the Biden-Kamala regime. What will be the agenda post Donald Trump, considering how tumultuous the handover has been? That even as we say, like less than 2 weeks to the end of the term of Donald Trump, you are seeing he's still saying he's not ready to let go.
He's still putting up a fight.
So that will the Biden agenda will dominate global politics, as you can see clearly.
Yes.
Donald Trump was more intrinsic. He was an inward-looking president.
Yes.
But Biden has said the US is coming back to the wall. You can
Okay.
see their conversation on environment. You can see their conversation on building a global coalition towards supporting the neoliberal agenda.
Okay.
That for me will be an important thing. Then the other thing on the economic front, starting at the domestic level,
Yeah.
is the issue of building lives and livelihoods,
Okay.
which in summary will be the economy.
Yeah.
I can tell you, since you've said we are a place of bold and candid conversation, is that Kenyans are hurting.
Yeah.
And we have to use this platform to say that as we are talking about economies, jobs have been lost. You're seeing very clearly that retrenchment, loans, people are struggling on the economic front.
Okay.
Now, the reason why this ought to be the dominating conversation, yet it is not,
Yeah.
it's because the key issue on the table, which is politics, we are
Yes.
nearing an election.
Yes.
And when an election is on the table,
Yeah.
Objectivity and rationalism takes a secondary step.
Okay.
I want to even take it further, the domestic front, on why the economy will also be a major conversation.
Yes.
Is because already the cabinet secretary responsible for national treasury
Yeah.
has already come out public that they want to shift and lift the debt ceiling from the current 9 trillion
Yeah.
to 12 trillion.
Okay.
Because our coffers, we are struggling as far as revenue mobilization is concerned.
Okay.
I just want to say that moving forward in 2020
Yeah.
will now be the personalities around the conversation. I think I've started with the issues.
Okay.
Let us go to the personalities.
Okay, so let's kind of take it.
I am.
You've raised a lot of issues.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
And that's good. Global issues.
Yes.
The transition in the US.
Yes.
That has a major implication
Yes, it
on
has, yeah.
and global politics.
Yes.
Exit Donald Trump.
Enter
Biden and Kamala Harris.
Yes.
So that's going to shift things at the global level.
Yes.
The pandemic is a major
Yes, it's still a major
agenda. It's going to continue to be relevant. Maybe in the, I think most of these years.
Yes.
Most of these
yes,
years.
yes.
Until the vaccination program is put in place and there is confidence that people, we are pushing back the pandemic.
Yes.
And all that. So that is going to dominate the conversation.
Yes.
And then on the domestic front, I think you've raised the issue of the political environment is going to be dominated by succession.
Yes.
And that succession debate will be anchored, or will be, the driving agenda, or rather the driving platform will be the BBI.
Yes.
So who is on which side?
Yes.
And then, of course, the domestic economic challenge issue. As we now, of course, now we've come from a very difficult economic situation where obviously the economy had to shrink because, economic activities had to slowed down because of the pandemic. And so the recovery agenda, that's going to be a major dominating issue.
There will be a problem on the conversation around recovery.
Yes.
Because who will lead that conversation? Because here you have a president who only has one budget. By the way, if anyone, I can actually
speak on. So I think we can maybe begin. Let's begin with the economic front.
Yes.
The domestic economic front, and raise the issues that are going to dominate that conversation.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
I said one will be the issue of recovery.
Okay.
How do we first bring back confidence in the economy? Because we have two intervening variables.
Yes.
You have an economy that needs to recover
Yeah.
in terms of getting people back to work, building the confidence of people to come back to the restaurants, to the tourism, hospitality,
Yes.
all that together.
Yeah.
And you also have people who have almost depleted their savings because remember, we have been at home. So what happened is that people have been pushing further, going for loans here, chamas. Also, people have been eating back on what they have saved.
Okay.
Now, so it means that one of the things that if you require, now let me talk about, let me speak as an economist.
Yeah.
In economic theory, if you want to grow an economy, you have to do two things. You have to use what you call the fiscal tools together with the monetary tools. In summary, so that we are not theoretical. But you said in Gigi report, we talk about philosophical. When you talk about the fiscal tool is you allow the budget or you facilitate government spending to increase so that businessmen can do more business with government. Then the other tool that you use is what's called the monetary policy, whereby you increase the money circulation. So one of the ways that I hope really the central bank can do is to lower something like the cash ratio, so that banks can have more money that they can lend into the economy. Because if we do not do that, what's going to happen is that we are likely to not recover as fast as we would want to be, because a big part of our economy is the service industry, together with the agricultural sector. So if you improve, therefore, the facilitatory factors for those sectors, then we can easily go up. And then we also have a youthful population. And when you have a youthful population, if you do not engage them in activities that ensures that their creativity is onboarded into the economy, what happens? They can also be used or mobilized for the wrong things. That's when now the drug business, all the bad things can easily happen because their energies can easily be mobilized. So for those policymakers who are listening, is that we have to find a balance of actually balancing the political discourse 2022 succession vis-a-vis the recovery. And the person who is going to be at the center of this is none other than the president, because the president he's not running again. So the best thing is that all he needs to do is to be able to see how to balance the two sides, because currently the sides that are shaping is the Raila Odinga wing together the William Ruto wing, because these are people who are ambitious. They're telling the president, hey, how can we support you? But make sure you don't disturb our momentum. So on Raila Odinga's come is that we have to get BBI to succeed. Because this is my platform that I have worked very closely with the president to be able to see it through. Then here is on the deputy president's wing, who is selling an agenda, say, hey, can we, this discussion around BBI is a conversation around the big man's issues. Who he's talking about the small man. So that is the whole conversation around the hustlers narrative. But if you deconstruct the hustlers narrative very well, you will realize that it is not really an empowerment program per se. It is a platform for a political discourse. And I think on this conversation, we should say it as it is. Because we are on the Gigi report. So
the hustler narrative.
Yes, it is what is it? It is let me use the correct term by saying it is an innovative, let me say imaginative way of actually changing the conversation and ensuring that you move it from what we call the back street to the main street. Because on the BBI platform, it has been packaged as the dynasty and the establishment platform. So
you have to find an alternative. You have to find an alternative, a counter argument. So to outweigh the other argument, because the BBI is largely being seen as strengthening the dynasty agenda.
We talked about it
promote those guys at the top. That's what we talked about last time we were discussing the hustler
and the dynasty. You see, Gigi. We have a country where 5 tribes. That is I normally call it as it is.
I know you call it as it is. So you don't hesitate to name names.
You have the Kikuyus. Then followed by the Luyas. And then the Kalenjins. Luos and Kambas. Those 5 tribes occupy 75% of our population. So the leadership of the country has been done by these countries, by these tribes.
Okay.
So they have expanded the executive to introduce the president, to retain the president, deputy president, prime minister, and 2 deputies.
It's actually at the proposal level, of course.
No, but come on, where we are at signatures are being verified as we're talking by IEBC. So these guys have created positions for themselves. So on one side, you will always require a lineup that has these tribes.
The argument has been laid, the document has been crafted, and now the signatures have been collected.
Verified as we're talking.
Yeah, the
IEBC is verifying signatures as we are talking.
Very good.
And you know very well that the process is very clear. After IEBC finishes the verification, and you saw very clear the politicians are so smart. Do you know why they went for 5 million signatures?
Yes.
They went for 5 million signatures because 5 million divided by 19 million, our registered voters, you're talking about over 40%.
Okay.
So their strategy is to make sure, they wanted to show that even when we go to the referendum, even if we just get these 5 million who endorsed, we have our way. So then you have one lineup, and then they've given a soft landing to the leader of official opposition and his running mate. And then they have also made sure that politicians come back as ministers. They have given assistant ministers. So, and that's what I was saying. Now, the people who crafted the hustler narrative just realized this one is going to benefit the establishment.
Yes.
Now, how will we make sure that the ordinary person is part of the conversation? So, as an analyst, because we are supposed to do analysis here, I will warn people that don't jump very soon into either the dynasty or the hustlers narrative, because these are people who are angling and positioning themselves for power.
Okay,
ask yourself this question.
Yeah, so it is not about the the Mwananchi.
No, at the moment, because
but
who has put a manifesto on the table and an agenda? Remember the issues we've just talked about. That people have lost livelihoods. People, unemployment is real as we are talking in the country. You realize that you hint to hear the agenda on addressing the public debt, addressing unemployment, building, ensuring that our youth have opportunities. That conversation they are not part of. But currently, the big conversation is that these are the dynasties and these are the hustlers. But it is a power conversation.
Absolutely. So, well, great. I hope you're following us, and I believe that this is really fire. Vincent is on fire. We are really addressing issues. We would like to encourage you to comment and to send in your comments on the social media platforms or on the screen, and the number on the screen. You can send a text and you can make a call, and maybe just tell us what you think and what are the issues that we are probably not addressing, and maybe other issues that you think we should bring on the table. So, Vincent, I'm going to ask you one more question, another question. In this whole scenario of the BBI and the agenda, I would like to ask you, do you think that Uhuru Kenyatta at this point, and this is a political question, is ready to name his successor in 2021? Will we know who Uhuru Kenyatta has anointed to take over from him? Or is that something that is a conversation?
First of all, I want to commend you for asking me such a bold question, because we in our society, we like hiding around. So this one, please keep it up.
Yes.
Uhuru Kenyatta named his successor in the past, but he backtracked at some point.
Oh, is it?
So yes, there is a time
we missed all that.
No, you did not miss it. It's just that there's a day he was somewhere. I think either that was in Eldoret, and he says that kumi yangu, kumi ya William Ruto.
Yes.
That was seen to be a statement of his successor.
Okay.
Then at some point, and I think he said this in the Rift Valley.
Yes.
Then at some point he went back. He was in central Kenya, and when he was being disturbed by the politicians, and he said, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, before I think it was before the handshake, he says, wait, the person who I'm going to name as my successor will surprise most of you." So here you have somebody who went out, we let the cat out, but looks like the water, he was not able to manage the backlash of that
the
statement.
backlash, yes.
Then he has now gone back to say, hey, I will name, the person I will name will surprise most of you.
Yes.
So in my view, there are two ways of looking at it.
Yes.
In our politics, Gigi, and I really appreciate this platform, because here we have the freedom to say some things,
Yes.
and we are doing it as we advance kingdom lifestyle.
Yes.
The way we converse our politics is that you go back home, put everybody in your community under submission.
Yes.
So if you come, I come from the Rift Valley. If I wanted to come to the national table,
yes,
the first thing I go, wrestle everybody, put everybody into submission,
and get anointed by the elders from your community.
Then I come to the table and say, ladies and gentlemen,
yes,
what are you bringing?
Yes.
So, and this is also a function of resources. If
yes,
you don't have resources in terms of money,
yeah,
it becomes very difficult.
Yeah.
Now, you realize that the heir apparent to the leadership in Mount Kenya,
yeah,
after Kibaki was Uhuru Kenyatta, and you could see everything was done towards making sure that Uhuru Kenyatta is the one who succeeds Kibaki as far as the leadership in Central Kenya is concerned.
Yes.
Now you notice that Uhuru Kenyatta has made sure,
yeah,
that there is no one beyond him. Currently, you cannot. When you look at Kiunjuri, people are not sure. They look at Mutai Kagwe, people are not sure.
Yes.
They look at the Moses Kuria, because also Moses Kuria is positioning himself, they are not very sure.
Yes.
The message that tells you, yes, clearly, it's that Uhuru Kenyatta is not ready to let go in terms of being the person who gives direction in Central Kenya. So he might exit the stage, yes, at the national level as the president, but it looks like he wants to still remain around.
Still sit,
yes,
on the eldership seat.
And that is why you see there's a lot of jittery in Central Kenya.
Yeah,
this gentleman, Kangata, writes a letter, yeah, and everybody has gone
ballistic.
And there is nothing new is raised in the letter. He just said, I went to the ground, and he says, kwa Kiswahili, ground, mambo ni tofauti. That's basically, but the real message in the statement from Kangata,
yes,
is who will be the first one to bolt out of the blocks in Central Kenya.
Absolutely.
Where without unsettling Uhuru Kenyatta, because you can see very clearly the young politicians in, yeah, Central Kenya are restless. They're saying, we see Uhuru Kenyatta has 2 years.
Yes.
We need to invest in a project whereby the person whom we invest in will guarantee our political life, yeah, for the next 10 years.
Okay.
And since there is no one who is very clear in Central Kenya, and, yeah, that explains to you what is happening, yes, as the current unfoldings, because Kangata wants to position himself by saying, you see, I had to advise our son. Even can you imagine? Let me tell you, politics is very interesting. in a national office, the chief whip,
yes,
which is a national position. In that letter, he writes in brackets, when a time comes when one of our sons,
yes,
and he's canvassing national issues, yes, regional issues on a national platform, and even telling you very clearly that it is everybody is positioning himself. Who was the person who was seen to have given the community the right direction?
Okay.
And I can tell you currently, all publicity, positive and negative in politics, is publicity. We are talking about Kangata here. And that's why some people are not happy. Because
actually, what my observation would, yes, be that it's clear that it's not very, very clear who exactly, yes, we will step in after Uhuru's exit from the top office,
yes,
who will step in as the point man,
yes,
for the Central Kenya,
yes,
political game plan. And so there is a sense in which there is a vacancy.
Yes.
But it's not very clear how that vacancy will be filled.
Because you have to you're taking on a giant. You know, hey, you see, in other circles, I know you as a pastor.
Yes.
And there's this scripture that says, if you want to go and attack a strong man,
yes,
what do you do first? You have to put your mathematics right.
Yeah.
Do I have what it takes,
yes,
to dislodge somebody? You see, that's a very powerful position. You, yes, even saw with William Ruto together with Gideon Moi.
Yes.
I come from the Rift Valley.
Yes.
The role of the Talai clan, yeah, is that they had given the priesthood role in the community.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But break that a little bit for us, although we are running out of time. I saw there are 10 kind of sub-tribe, yes, in the Kalenjin communities.
Yeah.
Is Talai one of them?
No. Talai is part of the Nandis, but okay, it's a clan, yeah, that has spread among the different communities. Like I come from the Tugen community, yeah, and we have a clan called the Talai among us.
Okay.
So it is their role was, the community is divided. the Kalenjin community is not a kingship type.
Okay.
It is a chieftain.
Okay.
So the chiefs preside over the court cases, and then they give leadership.
Okay.
Then you have commanders, the people who fight and to defend the community.
Okay.
The Morans, when you go to the Maasai.
Okay.
And then you also have the prophets, and you have the who are called the seers.
Okay.
So the people who are called the seers have an advantage because they are seen to be able to relate to the spiritual.
Okay.
And tell the community which direction are we going.
Which direction? Like
So
the
what-
sons of Issachar in the
Yes.
Bible. All right.
So what happens is that when therefore a matter has been decided,
Yes.
and that requires a priestly blessing.
Yeah.
Like if it is marriage, for example, if it is leadership and a rite of passage.
Yeah.
That is when now you involve the priest to declare a blessing upon the issue. So
Is that the role of the Talai?
that is now the role of the talais.
Okay.
And,
So-
and that is why you could see they did the same to Kibaki, they did the same to Moi, and they also did the same to Uhuru Kenyatta.
And then
once
what
they have
about the Moyot? There's a
that is the terminology. There are also those who have taken this priesthood
Yeah.
in the wrong direction.
Okay.
Those who are seen to be their chief or the senior among the priests is the terminology is the name is called Orkoyot.
okay.
So once you have decided, like they want to go to war, you are the ones to call them, and then they declare a blessing upon the warriors to go for war.
Okay,
Now,
okay. So
the same thing happens to
Uh-huh.
when they're going. Let me just say to leadership.
Yeah.
So they already did the ceremony to William Ruto.
Okay.
But there is also somebody who is saying, hey, this gentleman called William Ruto he came late into the party.
Okay.
I am the son of the former president, the person who was blessed by the father, that this is I am the heir apparent.
Okay. So
anyway,
so
we can have a discussion.
Yes.
I'm happy to-
We are
yeah.
going to go into a break, and
Okay.
Vincent, I think you've raised very pertinent issues.
Thank you, sir.
Because what we are saying is that the whole idea of heirship, transition, and leadership is very, very deeply embedded in our cultural narratives and in our sociological issues, and so it's a very deep thing.
Can I tell you something before
And-
you go
and-
on,
and,
before you
we-
go on a break?
Yes.
If you declare today that Gigi, I am running for Ghana governorship anywhere,
Yeah.
the first question will be, Nikijana ya nani?
Very good. All right. We will come back after the break and continue with this conversation. We're looking at how the outlook for 2021 and political, and we will see how things spin. So we go for a short break. Then when we come back, we continue with this conversation. Keep writing and texting to us and sending us message. Thank you.